Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the Unnamed Political Podcast. I'm Jack Horvath.
I'm Walburger.
And I guess today we're going to be taking quizzes.
Yes, today we're going to be testing out our who we side with in the I Side 2016 quiz, which should tell us which candidate closest represents our beliefs, I guess. We're going to try to take one of those quizzes today. And then later, if we have time, we're going to explore our political leanings all together on the Political Compass quiz, testing how liberal, conservative, libertarian, or authoritarian we are.
A fun lineup today for you guys.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
An entertaining episode.
Sorry if I sound a little bit stuffed up, guys. I just got over a cold yesterday. I'm not contagious, thankfully.
Thank God.
I was just really totally stuffed up yesterday.
That bad?
Terrible. Oh, it was horrible. I actually, church is 3 hours. I had to leave after the first one because I just couldn't breathe out of my nose. It was terrible.
Allergies?
It might have been. I don't think so. But alright, so let's get on to the quiz. Alright, so just in case we get in trouble for this is on isidewith.com for any of you who want to
It's a great website.
Do this quiz, or for any of you who want to get mad at us for not crediting them.
Exactly, for sure. It's a great website. It bases, you take the quiz, it's a series of questions, and then it gives like the closest candidate, what do you agree on with issues with certain candidates, and like the certain percentage of stuff that you agree with the candidates on. Democratic and Republican.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll find out, hopefully this thing's accurate.
Hopefully I turn out right.
Alright. So, let's get started.
Alright.
I just thought the phone was going to fall.
Yeah, it's good.
So the first thing is social issues.
Okay.
Right. So me and Jack, we're both going to try to come to
You can take it first, or should we just get a consensus?
We're both going to try to come to a consensus on it.
All right.
For most of these, they offer the other stances thing, so if we can't agree on it, we'll just go with that.
I never use the other stances. Usually there's an answer I can come up with.
All right. So, let's start off with a completely uncontroversial topic. What's your stance on abortion? Pro-choice or pro-life?
I hope we don't have to explain our answers, but I'm just pro-life because it seems right.
We may address these at a later time if people want to ask us questions.
We can talk about social issues in an episode. I think we might have already. No, that was in the other pod, the first.
In our pilot episode, which was lost, we discussed our stances on a lot of these social issues. Actually, we may for a future episode simply just go through our stances on some of these topics.
Yeah, we could.
Rather than just and explain why we have those beliefs. Right now, we're just probably gonna try to get through this. Just take it. All right. So, and if we run out of time, we may go back and do that.
Yeah.
All right. But so I'm also
pro-life.
Pro-life.
So I guess we can put that one down.
All right.
Next question.
Well, first, how do you want to just say it's somewhat important for all of them?
Yeah, that's what I did. I just left it.
So this is a very detailed quiz, and it offers you like how important things are. For this, we're just gonna say somewhat. So this may skew our answers.
It doesn't take that long to do it, and you'll still get decent answers, results.
So it should be. We're gonna be a little bit off, but hopefully it should give us a reasonable amount of which candidates we close support.
For sure.
Do we support the legalization of same-sex marriage?
Well, yes. If it comes to states deciding for themselves, I think that's fine. You might say no.
On religious grounds, I support gay people. On religious grounds, I don't support gay. I do not support gay marriage. I was, unfortunately now this opinion is no longer a thing. I was a proponent of the concept of just stating that any two individuals, regardless of sex or sexual orientation, could engage in a union and get the same benefits as a married couple. Or if I wanted to go full-out libertarian, just remove government entirely from marriage and just allow any two people to apply for it.
That's a good point.
So do you want to go with other stances on this one?
Yes, and I think if you click other stances, more stances will come up.
Oh, they will?
I think so.
Okay. All right, so do you want me to read them off?
Sure.
All right. No, marriage should be defined as between a man and a woman. No, allow civil unions for same-sex couples, but don't call it marriage.
Yeah, maybe.
Take the government out of marriage and instead make it a religious decision.
I think that's the one.
Okay, I like that.
Why shouldn't government be?
I'm not saying I don't think anybody should get tax benefits or stuff like that.
I should belong to the church.
All right, now again, with any of the opinions here, they are subject to change at any time, but...
Based on our youth.
Yes, due to the fact, if these are considered to be very wise opinions, they show how intelligent we were as young men, but if they are considered to be idiotic, I hope they won't, but yes, that was the naivete of our youth. Now, should a business based on religious beliefs be able to deny service to a customer?
That's a tough one.
Do you want to go with other stances if we want more options?
Sometimes I go with yes and sometimes I go with no. I mean, kind of depends on the situation.
All right, let's go with other stances.
Yeah, how about that?
All right, so it's no, all customers deserve to be served and treated equally. Yes, but only in situations where small business owner is asked to participate in an activity that violates their religious beliefs.
That's not a bad one.
Yes, but the owner must post a sign stating their beliefs and what they refuse.
No.
And yes, any business should be able to deny service for any reason.
I like the first one the best.
No, all customers.
That says if it violates their beliefs.
Okay, I think this is more of a very touchy issue, and I feel like this is definitely a case by case type thing.
Right, for sure.
Where you shouldn't be able to say because I can't remember if this is on the state level or congressional level, but you can't say religiously I believe that I can't serve you because you are black or something like that.
Yeah.
But also I feel like we've had this thing where I don't think and I know this probably has never happened, but you shouldn't be able to or I don't think that you should be able to force if there's a Muslim cake baker to bake a better example to meeting Muhammad or something like that.
Or if you go into hypothetical an Indian Hindi place and you're a meat shop, give me some cow meat. Mm-hmm. You think they're gonna kill the cow? No.
Or something like that. Sacred, yeah, right? I suppose. Mm-hmm.
So I guess it depends if it violates or not.
Yeah. All right. So here's some more social questions that we're going to go into. Should the government require health insurance companies to provide free birth control?
No.
Yeah. No. We're just going to move on. Should the U.S. remove references to God from currency, federal buildings, national monuments, and other aspects of government?
I mean, aren't church and state supposed to be separated anyway? I mean,
I feel like they're supposed to be separated anyway, but they aren't. This doesn't specifically reference it, and also I feel it would be. This doesn't specifically. It's not saying Catholic God,
care, to be honest,
or something like that. But
I don't think it matters.
I'll say no for this. In addition to that, I feel like it would take much more trouble than it's worth. In addition to that,
what's the point? One nation under God. Come on, that really scares you.
Yeah. So we apologize if we aren't able to go into this more detailed. So if we seem like we're being a little bit hypocritical on our opinions, it's hopefully just because we don't have time to explain them all.
Liberals, if you have a better idea, come up with one yourselves.
Yes, please.
Don't just cry and say you want a different thing if you have no solution.
Yeah, that is the other thing.
Right.
With that, national motto. Some of these things would be difficult to change. Now, but back to the quiz. Should the federal government allow the death penalty?
No.
You don't think they should?
left up to the states.
Oh, so you think it should be a state issue?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
I think that might be another stance.
It's another stance.
Was it just the death penalty or federal death penalty?
Actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't offer states. So I feel
I think you just say yes.
I'd say yes on this just because I think that if we say no, that the quiz will assume we're opposed to the death penalty entirely, which I'm assuming you're not.
No.
Yeah, and I'm not either.
Well, I mean, it depends the case, but most.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying
I don't want to murder children if they rob somebody.
Yeah, definitely an extreme case by case basis. Now, should terminally ill patients be allowed to end their lives via assisted suicide?
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. Do you want to look at the other stances?
Yeah, sure.
So yes, but only if there's a 0 chance for recovery. Yes, but only after a psychological examination to prove that they're in a sound mental state. No, but they should be able to refuse artificial life support or add your own.
I like the first one.
You think yes, but only if there's 0 chance for recovery?
Yeah, because you don't want to suffer. I mean, come on. We do it with animals if they're in a bad state. Mm-hmm. There's no controversy over that, really.
I don't really have an opinion on this. I feel like I would need to do more research before developing an opinion. But so for this one, let's just go with what you said. So you said yes, but only if there's 0 chance for recovery?
Yeah.
All right. Should the federal government allow states to fly the Confederate flag?
That's going to be a fun one to answer.
Yeah, this is... Again, we really want to emphasize that any and all opinions are subject to change anytime. You don't think they should allow the Confederate flag?
No, because, historically, the South hated the North, all right? They fought in a war on the ground against them, on their own soil. They're worse than the terrorists. Mm-hmm. I'm being completely honest.
You think that the Confederates...
They're worse. They hated the Americans more than the terrorists do.
I feel that radical Islam hates America quite a bit more than the South did.
Think so I would want
at the time. You want them back. You actually lived in Georgia. I feel like our opinion should be reversed on this. I'm named after a Union soldier.
Confederate flags at the state capitol in Georgia, though.
Actually, what year did you live there?
Mississippi, 2000.
I believe up until 2006, their state flag had a Confederate flag. Yes, actually, I'm going to quickly look
it up
this
right
up.
now.
Yes, we're just going to look this up.
Look up the Georgia state flag, 2005. I guarantee you, I'll bet on this podcast. I'll bet $1. I'll bet a crisp U.S. dollar that I'll get to you later.
I will take no bet on that, but
the Georgia flag didn't have Confederate symbology in it. No, it did.
In 2001 was when it was changed, but up until 2001, it did have a Confederate flag on it, from 1956 to 2001.
Get right.
I'm sorry, I was 5 years off. And actually, up until 2003, it still, in some form, did have a Confederate flag on it, as its flag had a series of smaller flags on it from 2001 to 2003.
Just because I lived in the state didn't mean I approved of the flag.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, you are more of a Southerner, I would say.
Their history's more anti-American.
Okay.
In the Confederate.
I feel that I feel they should be allowed to fly it on like war memorials and those sort of things.
People can hang it in their houses at their own risk, but on state grounds that should be allowed.
I don't think it should be at your own risk. I don't think anybody should be at risk. But I don't think you should be able, if it's in the state flag, I don't think you should change it solely for the purpose that people now find it offensive.
Would you mind if I raised an Al-Qaeda flag in my house?
I mean, freedom of speech. I would mind. I can't do anything about it.
Just hanging above my house.
Interesting thing about the ISIS flag, which was just an interesting controversy. On Amazon, after they banned the Confederate flag for 2 weeks, the date might be wrong, but I think for up to 2 weeks afterwards, you could actually buy an ISIS flag on Amazon, but you couldn't buy a Confederate flag.
Oh my god.
They eventually changed, but I do feel that with the whole, I'm sorry for getting off topic, but with the whole Confederate flag issue, it has kind of opened a new wave of censorship where now you can censor quite a lot of things if they're considered to be offensive to anybody.
Right.
But we will probably cover censorship at a later time and our opinions on it. All right, so...
Wait a sec. So what are you saying for the Confederate flag?
For the Confederate flag, I think I don't think they should be able to just like put it up on the state capitol. Because clearly it was an organization that was defeated by the U.S. government, and its goal was to just break the United States in half. But I think if it's on a war memorial, that should be fine.
Okay. How many people do the Confederates kill?
Actually, the numbers they vary very much.
100,000?
At least 100,000.
How many people did Muslim terrorists kill?
Throughout history?
I'd say from 1860 to now.
From 1860 to now?
Yeah.
I would say definitely more than 100,000.
I don't know. Or kill Americans specifically.
Kill. Okay, yeah. Because if you're counting because just the wars caused by Muslims fighting Muslims, Shia and Sunni factions, I feel that definitely covers more. But just Americans?
Yeah.
Who do you think
killed more? I think the Confederates killed more.
Honestly. Actually, I think... I could see that. I don't know the exact casualty numbers, but I think if it's on a war memorial, fine. It is a piece of history. You may not agree with their cause. I don't agree with their cause whatsoever.
So I think.
But I feel
you should be allowed to hang at war memorials. That makes sense.
I think war. So let's just say no, because I'm assuming it.
Is there another stance that really goes with that? I doubt it.
No. The only other stances are either no because it's racist, or yes because a state can do whatever they want.
Because it's racist, and because it's talking about the state grounds, right?
Yeah, so this is another thing. Do you think the federal government, do you think states individually should decide that they shouldn't fly these flags? Or do you think the federal government...
The federal government can't do that.
So you don't think... So the question, though, is should the federal government allow states?
No.
So that means... So what you're saying is the federal government should say a state cannot fly this flag.
No, I'm saying that the federal government can't decide.
So the federal government can't. So that's a yes.
I thought the question was, can you hang it in state capitals?
Then yes, each state has the flag to display whichever flag they choose.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will definitely cover this topic later and in more detail, hopefully.
Over the Confederate flag.
Maybe not just the Confederate flag, but with not...
That's an overblown topic. I don't want to talk about that.
Well, that is the thing, but I mean, like, kind of the broader issues that it kind of covers with, like, should symbols that people find offensive be removed? Basically.
I think we can talk about that later.
I think we'll cover that later, in a later... So I think that would be a good thing. We may cover it later today, actually, if we have time.
Maybe.
No? I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Okay. We'll discuss that.
I think we had a good 5-minute argument on the Confederate flag here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, just like the broader topics of it. It'll probably be not a whole podcast for it.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't think we will have enough material for that.
Right.
Okay, but so now we have moved off of social issues within only 8 questions and on to the environment.
Here we go. This is the worst one for me.
This is... Okay, should the government increase environmental regulations to prevent global warming?
No, because global warming doesn't exist.
I will disagree with your opinion on global warming.
What do you say, Al Gore?
I'm not Al Gore. I'm not... I feel that global warming, like climate change, inevitably is a thing, but I don't think that. And again, I will be the first to admit I'm a kid. I'm not a scientist. I feel I need to do more research before I can develop a sound conclusion on it.
For sure.
But I feel that, and the climate does obviously change over time. I don't know how much humans are responsible for it. That's one of the things. I think. I mean, in some way, it has to be. I mean, physically speaking, no matter what, like, your body produces heat, which on the minuscule level, in some way, heats up the Earth slightly. So obviously, yes, humans are, technically, no matter what. But I don't think that it's, personally, just based on what I know now, which is, again, subject to change anytime, I don't think that humans are the sole cause of every single environmental problem whatsoever and are going to kill us all.
Good job, Al Gore.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think the government, with environmental regulations, the only problem is I feel like it will hurt people more than global warming will hurt people at the time. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, I feel like you need to do more research into how climate change could affect business and things like that, but I feel if you're taxing companies that produce carbon, you could hurt business a lot more than global warming could hurt business, which in turn hurts the economy.
Can you restate the question one more time for our viewers?
Yeah, sorry. Should the government increase environmental regulations? No. So I'll say no. But another option though is actually.
What was the option?
It doesn't. It says I wish it had just said they should simply provide incentives for alternate energy production, which I support.
Yeah,
I think we need to definitely. I completely agree with Jeb Bush saying we need to embrace the energy revolution. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we can find better, more sustainable ways to create energy, that's great.
I swear to God, if we get Rick Santorum, we're gonna look so bad.
But with the environment always is a touchy issue
for sure.
I mean, and Republicans have always been a little bit touchy on either. We had big environmentalists like Teddy Roosevelt,
right.
And then we've had Dick Cheney. So we do have both sides of the spectrum in terms of people who hold conservative beliefs.
Republican?
Yeah, he was a huge Republican.
I thought he was a progressive. He ran as a progressive.
I believe no, because he was the Republican vice president under McKinley, and then when McKinley died, he became president. And then won re-election. Yeah. Then
ran as a progressive and then lost.
I don't think it wasn't it was the Bull Moose Party, which I think was a progressive party, and when he lost to Taft.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And then I think he ran again, and he split the Republican vote.
Which is really dumb. Don't do that, Donald Trump.
Yeah, so Donald Trump, learn if you get kicked out. Yeah, but so I don't know. So yeah, we may address we may go back in a future episode and just go through these and express our opinions on each one of these topics. I think that might be a good future thing.
Definitely. All
right. So should national parks continue to be preserved and protected by the federal government?
For sure. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I think they should. I see no reason why not. All right. Do you support the use of hydraulic fracking to extract oil and natural gas resources?
No.
You don't support fracking?
No.
I do not really have a huge opinion on fracking.
Yeah, I mean, I took a Model UN course on that.
Yeah, he took a Model United Nations course on fracking.
It was pretty destructive.
I've done a little bit of research on fracking, not as much as I'd like, but I feel it's not, again, as bad as people say it is. I'm not saying it's a good thing. That is, yeah, with the flaming water.
Yeah, that was because of fracking.
Yeah.
They've also said that fracking can cause earthquakes. I don't know if that's true.
I feel I don't again with I think maybe it could cause some tremors. I don't think it's exactly going to be like the movie that I didn't see but that I know the plot of San Andreas. Giant earth destroying earthquake.
Oh man, I thought that was a GTA movie. If we're gonna go,
yeah, we're going to bring up San Andreas on a political podcast.
Yes.
But
that's why I didn't see it.
I just didn't see it because I didn't have time and other reasons that made it into later.
I don't know if it did well or not. Probably didn't.
Yeah. But all right. So I'll say no. But I'm just saying. But if it can help the energy, if they can do it in a way that doesn't hurt
oh yeah, for sure, yeah, definitely.
And then or if you could do it, I guess, in an area where it's not going to, like, there aren't many people who could be negatively impacted by it, like I guess Alaska or northern Canada. Or do you? So some of the other options are yes, but increase oversight. Yes, but not in heavily populated areas.
That's not a bad
one. Okay, I guess let's go with that. The other ones are all no. Okay. Should the United States require labeling of genetically engineered foods?
Yeah.
You think they
definitely.
should? Definitely. I don't feel like genetically modified foods don't really affect. I personally, for the time being, don't care about them. I really hope that it's not going to turn out that they're going to melt my face off or something in 10 years.
Well, I mean, for now, I'm going to say that they're bad. And the government's trying to poison us. I'm a complete conspiracy theorist. And say that GMOs were created by the government for population control. Kill all U.S. citizens.
I mean, I'm just saying though, because I feel like labeling them, I don't see any problem with it, but I'm just saying I feel like there could be huge benefits to them.
Isn't to label foods?
Yeah, I know, and but I'm not saying that I think that they're a bad thing, genetically modified foods.
I think it's just labeling because,
I can see, I'll just go with yes on that one, but I feel like, because I mean, if you can prevent mass starvation by being able to grow a ton of food in, in parts of the world that simply can't produce enough food or things like that, in places like Bangladesh with like monsoon season, if you could be able to grow massive amounts of food that are resistant. What?
I like how you picked Bangladesh.
Well, I was recently actually.
Bangladesh.
I was recently reading about the Bangladesh War for Independence. So.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I have a lot of spare time to do a lot of reading.
Oh.
All right. So back. Should the U.S. expand offshore drilling? You want other options?
Sure.
Okay, nationalize the energy sector.
No.
Incentivize the private sector to develop alternate forms of energy.
That's not a bad one.
I like that one.
That's actually a good one.
Okay. Deregulate and let the free market determine.
Yeah, no, I like the one before that.
No, maintain our current offshore oil wells. No. And no, end all offshore drilling.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, let's do the incentivized one.
All right. Bernie Sanders.
Should the federal government continue to give tax credits and subsidies to wind power industry?
Yes.
Do you think they should?
Because that's an alternate form of energy, isn't it? So it's good to incentivize it.
Okay.
So we can continue growing that industry.
Yeah. All right, now we're on to the economy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we have not taken economics yet. So
yeah, this year, man.
We are not as well informed as I think we could be on this. But yeah, this year, hopefully we'll be able to do this. So should employers be required to pay men and women who perform the same work the same salary?
Yeah, if they perform the same work, I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, like the same work, I mean, not hours, but if they do the same thing, I think, and as productively as it makes sense.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you have two people who do identical work, then yeah, there's no reason whatsoever why you shouldn't be able to do it. If you try to say no, they're a woman, you can't pay them, then you
if they're working the same hours and one's slacking off and one's not, I mean, you can
regardless of what the gender is, then yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If one guy's slacking off, then
I feel you should. Or fire him altogether. So.
Yeah, I mean.
You'd probably fire
him. All right. Now, should able-bodied, mentally capable adults who receive welfare be required to work?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Should all
that's the point of welfare, to get you back on your feet. So.
Should all welfare recipients be tested for drugs?
Definitely. Because what are they going to spend their money on? I don't want you using my tax money on drugs, right?
I definitely you should do that. But I would want to find a balance, so I wouldn't want it to find out that people are spending more money on testing people for drugs.
That's a good
Our
point.
own taxpayer
It
dollars.
doesn't cost that much to test them for drugs.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a smart idea that can kind of help root out basically people who aren't going to work and are going to use welfare just to
get money for drugs. Yeah, I know.
And basically just destroy the kind of whole system and increase socialism.
Welfare is to get you back on your feet. It's not to fool around.
Should the government raise the federal minimum wage? Sorry, I can't pronounce this. Yeah. All right. Should the government make cuts to public spending in order to reduce the national debt?
I mean, it
I'll
depends
say
on
yes.
what sectors, but yeah.
Yeah, overall. Should the U.S. reduce corporate income tax rates?
Yes.
Yes. Nope, I accidentally hit no. Okay, here we go. Should Wall Street executives be criminally charged for their roles in the 2008 subprime mortgage crisis?
Depends which ones, though.
I'm gonna say no.
New Yorker? Is that
just yeah. No, this isn't because I'm not trying to subliminally convince us.
Are there other stances? Certain ones?
Yes, and nationalize the banks.
No.
Yeah, no. Yes, these executives committed fraud and should be fined in jail. Well, yeah, I think it depends.
They're being general.
It depends on if it's just people who were involved in
exactly. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you shouldn't just be like, oh, you were on Wall Street at the time.
Yeah, you're arrested.
I mean, if you commit a crime, then yes.
Yeah, for sure.
You should, no matter what. I mean, I don't think if anybody whatsoever is going to say, no, if you commit a crime, you're good. So it's, yes, these executives committed fraud and should be fined in jail for the roles.
So let's just go no.
Let's just go with no?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We aren't going to do other options. Do you believe labor unions help or hurt the economy? Hurt, yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we both agree with kind of an opinion expressed by a Canadian radio host, or would you call him?
Which one?
Buckley.
Buckley, yeah.
We're based
a YouTuber.
I guess,
/comedian / whatever.
I guess comedian would be.
But
basically, he's stated the opinion that labor unions, they were useful back when during areas such as when people were coming out of the Industrial Revolution, or during it, depending where your location was, either the UK or the U.S. as the two places that I guess we focus on the most in the U.S.
Industrial Revolution.
But with that, when you had horrible working conditions, but now the balance is tipped to the point where it's now becoming more difficult. You can't make money by doing stuff because of the pressure put on by unions, and union regulations are preventing a lot of growth from happening.
All right.
So, should the federal government subsidize U.S. farmers?
Yes, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. I, again,
We don't have that many farmers anymore. We're losing them every day, so...
I don't have a huge opinion on it. I support farmers.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I'll say that. Again, all opinions may change, and if I, or when, hopefully I learn more of it. Should pension plans for federal, state, and local government workers be transitioned into private plans?
No.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll just...
with that one?
No. I'll go with that. I agree. I'll agree with you on that one.
All right.
Would you favor an increased sales tax in order to reduce property tax?
That's a tough one. I want to say no.
You want to say no?
I want to say no because I feel like your property taxes would be cheaper because overall you'd probably spend more on sales tax in a year.
I think that would be something you'd really need to kind of analyze more to figure out which is going to, in the long term, save people the most money. So yeah, let's just say no for the time being. Do you support the Trans-Pacific Partnership?
I need to do more research. I barely know what that is.
Okay, do you want to do a quick...
Do you know what it is?
I think I do, but I want to look up
something like Asia and the U.S.
I don't want to... Yeah, because I don't want to go on record saying something that I believe is false, but that's... I'm pretty sure.
It's kind of like NAFTA, I think, with Mexico. I don't know exactly what it is, but...
Okay, I'm pretty sure, because I have... it's come up in stuff that I've read, but I haven't... that's not one of the subjects I've delved into most detail.
Well, we're going to 30 minutes. This could be a special.
Yeah, this may be a special. If we need to, we may split the... Do you think we may need to split this one up?
Well, after we're done with this quiz, I think we'll...
Yeah, we won't. I don't think we'll do the second quiz for this episode. I think we'll save that for a future one if we ever do it.
Probably a quicker quiz too.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're like halfway done with this one, so it's gonna be a good quiz.
Mm-hmm.
Trans-Pacific Partnership. NAFTA. I think the conservatives probably.
With that, do you want to just go other stance for that, as we don't know enough about it?
I don't know about this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can just do that. Because I honestly don't know. I don't even remember, because I took that quiz once, and I don't remember what I put for that question.
Yes, we apologize for not knowing a lot about it. Please, in the comments, feel free to...
If you want to tell us what the transpacific
to explain to us, yes, because we would like to be able to learn about and form our own opinions on it.
Youth. Inexperienced youth.
Yes. Now, moving on to domestic policy, which is going to be separate from social issues. Should every person purchasing a gun be required to pass a criminal and public safety background check?
Yes.
Yeah, I see no problem with that. I support gun rights, but I also think we need to make sure that...
criminals can't get their hands on them.
Who are purchasing it can't get their hands on. I think we definitely need to streamline the process also, though, so we don't have the issue of preventing using it as an excuse for preventing people. Do you support increased gun control?
No.
You don't? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, if it includes background checks, then I guess I kind of do. Mm-hmm. Background checks are definitely mandatory.
Do you want to check other options?
I think they already do that, though, kind of. Background checks.
Sorry, I'm just I'm looking at the other options. So do you just want... Let's just say no for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel... okay, so now, jumping from gun control, should there be term limits set for members of Congress?
No.
Okay, yeah.
For president, there should be, but for Congress, no.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be very... Who's going to pass that? Are you going to tell Congress you guys can't work here anymore? We want you to tell yourself to not work here.
No one's going to pass that. I agree.
Because, yeah, I mean, that is one of the...
your term?
Mm-hmm. Do you want us to basically force you to retire?
I didn't think so.
Yeah. All right. Should internet service providers be allowed to prioritize traffic for websites that pay? So you're net neutrality?
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel that's just going. That would just
cost money for a better internet speed. That's ridiculous. The internet's free. Everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you agree?
Human right. It's a human right. I feel like
you want to.
If you're a company, you probably want to be able to do that to make more money. But I do feel there should be a limit. Like, I support corporation and corporate growth, but I do feel like you shouldn't. Don't give reason for people to believe in evil, horrible corporations.
For sure.
Are you in favor of decriminalizing drug use? No.
A little bit.
Well, so...
I mean, we can,
other stance?
Because their lives are ruined. I mean, consumers, come on. They made one bad decision, their lives are ruined. They should be able to go through a rehabilitation program instead of going to jail. Sorry,
I feel if you...
Almost all the inmates in our jails are because of drugs.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying, I feel if I go and I am get caught with pot or something like that, I shouldn't...
If you're a dealer, you should go to jail.
Well, yeah, but even if I'm using pot, I still chose to use pot.
We should take steps.
I mean, obviously, in the court system, if somebody, I don't know how, but forced me
to take... Are there other chances?
Yes, most but not all drugs. Yes, and retroactively reduce sentences for those already serving time for drug use.
Yeah.
So you want to decriminalize drugs and let people who have done drugs out of jails?
Yeah. That might be a more liberal position for my conservative friends.
I feel I'm the more moderate conservative than you on a lot of these issues.
On a lot of them, but I think this one...
I'm just saying, on drug use, you can't face it's a slippery slope if you just say, all right, fine, you've done drugs if you're doing drugs, we have too many people in prison for drugs, so let's just make drugs fine. You know what else? We have too many people. We have too many people in prison for stealing things. So let's make stealing legal. It's the same logic. It just doesn't make sense.
Should we arrest people for smoking?
Should we arrest people for smoking?
Just for smoking cigarettes.
No. I don't think we should arrest people for smoking cigarettes. Unfortunately,
should we criminalize that?
I don't believe in smoking. I don't think you should smoke. I don't think anybody should smoke.
Don't smoke.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you do smoke. I hope.
I hope not.
Yeah. All right, so let's go next. Should the NSA, this is a good one, be allowed to collect basic metadata of citizens' phone calls, such as numbers, timestamps, and call duration?
No, and let me explain why. The only reason that the Patriot Act was passed is because of 9/11, and we still haven't taken it away. It's been 14 years since the Patriot Act was passed, and I don't know if we renewed it or not.
Yes, the Patriot Act is still in effect.
Okay, well, that's ridiculous. They shouldn't. That was the only reason it was in place. And that was one of the darkest times in history. And we haven't taken it away. In American
history, definitely. Yes, I mean, it was a horrible, horrible, horrible time.
And I think we should...
The worst in modern memory.
We should definitely take steps to defunding it as a whole.
Well, I don't think... This isn't something you defund. This isn't Planned Parenthood.
Take it away.
You either have it or get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
So, one of the options is no and abolish the NSA.
Yeah.
You want to totally... I don't think we should get rid of the NSA altogether.
Well,
because I feel like...
what's the point of the NSA besides spying on people? Name something else they do.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I feel like it should definitely be repurposed. Now where it's allowed to collect basic data on every single person. But I mean, if you know, like, I feel like if you know that somebody is a threat, you should be able to take steps to do it. But I feel on a whole, yes, you shouldn't be able to just collect all information on anybody. But I mean, if you know that a person has been designated by the CIA or the FBI as a possible threat, you should be able to just check and make sure on that thing. But I don't feel it should definitely not be on the scale that it is. Again, all opinions are subject to change at any time. So this is like we're permanently trying to protect ourselves.
35 minutes. This is a good podcast.
Yes, will we still be able to upload this?
Yeah, we can upload it on YouTube as many minutes as we want. So.
All right. Okay, so should corporations and unions be permitted to fund advertisements backing political candidates through political... So do you support super PACs?
No.
I'll say yes.
No.
You should
get money out of politics. I don't say that often, but you know, people lobby to them. It's special interests now. They're like, hey, we'll give you $5 million if you support us on this issue. Candidates start not getting real anymore. Donald Trump. I don't. Well,
with the super PACs, it's basically just saying should corporations and unions be able to do it. So
I think they can. But I don't
so that's a super PAC. That's if a corporation. So you want to say yes?
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is one of the issues. Like when people say like corporations are evil. But one, the same logic you're applying to kind of a corporation could also be applied to a union, which is something liberals typically support. I mean, they're both people. Like a corporation is an entity like made up of people, basically. Unfortunately, so you can't really say it's an inhuman thing. So this one should be easy for you. Do you support the Patriot Act?
No.
Okay. Do you want to just check the other stances?
If you want to.
Yes, but limit the scope of the government's powers?
No.
That's actually.
No.
No, and pass strict laws prohibiting any government surveillance.
That one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. My opinion on that is flexible enough to do it. Do you support affirmative action?
No.
Okay. Oh, whoops. All right. There we go.
I don't even want to see the other stances for that one.
Yeah. Should the redrawing of congressional districts be controlled by an independent, nonpartisan commission?
Yes.
You see, okay. I think if you can prove that it's independent, and nonpartisan.
Right. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I support it. How you would select it would be interesting to figure out, though.
Yeah, I know. It would be weird.
Yeah. Should the government raise the retirement age for Social Security? I say yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And the problem, when FDR implemented Social Security, he openly went and found out what's the average age of Americans at the time, 65. Okay, we'll give it to you at 65.
Yeah.
Unfortunately now, I guess not unfortunately, people live past 65. A majority of people do. Right. So now I feel we need to be able to, unfortunately, be willing. I guess our generation will have to suffer from this. So it's not like we're. It doesn't matter to us. We're gonna have to deal with it. But I feel you should raise the age.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Do you support Obamacare?
No.
Yep. That's just.
Don't show the other.
Do you support legal weed? No. I'm gonna say I say no. I don't support the legalization. I'm saying I personally don't, but I feel like in Congress
people leave it up to the states.
People need to.
States are already doing it.
I feel I personally am opposed to it, but I feel if it could get the issue out of the way so people can move on to other issues, or if you could get compromise in Congress and those things.
Yeah.
Then I'll do that. Let's see. Unfortunately, they don't offer the leave it up to the state.
That's too bad. We'll just say no.
Yeah, let's just say no for that. Should the federal government increase funding of healthcare for low-income individuals, so Medicaid? I'm going to want to check other stances.
Sure. Yeah, it's not.
No, get rid of it. No, let each state decide their own level of coverage.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, let's go with that. All right, now we're on to education, which unfortunately starts for us.
Foreign defense and security is probably the last one.
Yeah, that's the fun one. But we have to slog through all this to get to that.
This will be a fun one.
Do you support increasing taxes on the rich in order to reduce interest rates for student loans? No.
Oh.
Well, because I feel like it's unfair, regardless of how much money a person's
it's true. I agree.
To be able to say, like, I'm successful. Well, because you're successful, we're going to take some of your money.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like,
Socialism doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, talking about socialism, look up on a video on YouTube, Reagan versus Obama on the economy. That's a great video.
It is.
You gotta check that one out.
In my opinion, the animation, a little bit. Okay. The animation's not that great, but points, the points though made are very, very like a very simple, basic explanation of the arguments. All right. Do you support? Oh, this good. Definitely affects. Do you support Common Core?
No.
Do you want your guys? I feel like it should be up to the states. I mean, if somebody wants to go with Common Core, if a state decides to go with it, sure, but I feel a state should be able to decide what they want.
How did Common Core even come anyway? Who did that?
The federal government decided that was what the...
Under which administration?
I want to say Obama. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, this is exactly.
Because we didn't deal with it.
No child.
It wasn't... yes, because it came around when we were in middle school, I believe was when it was implemented. Yeah. When our grade first got it, it was in 8th grade, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
And we hated it because it got rid of a ton of fun activities our school got to do because we needed to modernize and work with the rest of the state and other things. Okay.
I don't want to say it was idiotic.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to.
41 minutes. This is a good episode.
Yeah, this is good.
Viewers
you are getting a lot of time.
This is an entertaining episode.
Oh, we finally made it to foreign policy.
There we go. Finally.
Should the government decrease military spending?
No.
No.
Obviously not.
Definitely.
Come on.
Yeah. Should foreign terrorism suspects be given constitutional rights?
No.
No. Should the U.S. formally declare war on ISIS?
Yes. I'm pretty sure they kind of have, but if they include ground troops, it's
it's not like Obama has declared war, but we haven't formally had Congress going through and declaring war and all that sort of thing.
Well, then say yes.
Should the U.S. continue to support Israel? Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's our only base in the Middle East.
Well, I mean, it's our only base, but it is.
It's our only ally.
It's the only country in the Middle East
that kind of supports us. Yeah.
That doesn't have a huge amount of people that want all Americans dead. Should the U.S. maintain a presence at the United Nations?
Oh yeah.
I think we should. I know a lot of some conservatives have said no, we shouldn't use the United Nations. I'm just saying I feel we should be at the United Nations. I know it is overall
it's going to happen in Mali UN.
A liberal thing. Yeah, also we love our Mali UN program. Unfortunately, it has kind of taught us how completely ineffective the UN is at actually being able to accomplish things.
For sure.
Unfortunately, no offense UN, but just writing a letter to somebody saying, please don't build nukes, it isn't going to stop them from building nukes. Or something like that. I mean, that's exactly what happened with North Korea. We're very upset. We'd like it to stop. It is stopping. Should the U.S. conduct targeted airstrikes on Iran's nuclear weapons facilities?
No.
Yes.
No.
Do you want other things?
That's ridiculous. That's going to start World War III.
We did it. We already did a program like that under Reagan.
Now it seems a lot more stakes.
Yeah, I don't think we should. Well, if they're building a nuclear weapon, then yes.
Then for sure.
But I mean, I feel we should definitely. That should have been one of the topics in the negotiations. I feel we should have been much harsher in the negotiations and said, if you start, we can at any time using our amazing Air Force completely decimate this. So
because of John Kerry,
do work on our terms. We aren't going to work on yours.
No.
So no, after all diplomatic options have been exhausted. Only after all diplomatic options have been exhausted.
No, I'll say yes.
Okay.
I'll say yes, because we did that.
Or how about yes, but only if intelligence provides undeniable evidence?
Yeah,
that's good. Okay. Should the military fly drones over foreign countries to gain intelligence and kill suspected terrorists? Yes.
If the countries are okay with it, is there other stances?
Well, yeah, let's check other stances.
We can't just go walking.
Yes, but only with permission from the country in question.
That's what we want.
Okay, that was easy. Do you support President Obama's recent move to lift the trade and travel embargo on Cuba? No.
No, but
I feel like if Cuba was willing to become more democratic, then yes. But if the problem is Obama's just been so weak on these issues. I feel like he's really desperately trying to create a legacy for himself now.
He's trying to be a Reagan.
So he's not actually caring about the implications of it.
Right.
He's now basically
trying to be transformative, which.
His whole thing was we'll give you an open hand if you unclench your fist, but he's still letting them keep the other fist clenched.
Exactly.
So should this one, again, should probably be easy for you, or actually it might not be. Should the U.S. continue NSA surveillance on its allies?
No.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
I do not think we should be. If we want to be able to get people to work with us, we should not be spying on them.
Exactly. It's just
Unfortunately.
rude.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess that was not the issue. We have on our final topic.
Thank God.
The issue that has really become a big deal in this particular one, particularly with Republicans, immigration.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Should illegal immigrants be given access to government-subsidized health care?
No. Definitely not.
Under no circumstances whatsoever.
Yeah. So far.
Do you support stronger measures to increase border security?
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Should immigrants be required to learn English? Yes.
Yes. Don't call me a racist.
I'm not saying
That's not a racist policy.
Yes, this has nothing to do with race. It's just simply
because immigrants come from everywhere. Come on, you can't just say they just come from Mexico. That's racist.
Yes, if you assume they only actually now I believe I don't know if it's I believe it's majority possibly. But don't quote me on these numbers. But I think we definitely have much higher numbers. Yes, but those are usually legal immigrants.
Right. Exactly.
But we have, and just with that, but in terms of illegal immigrants, we've had much higher numbers coming from just Central and South America. It's not just Mexico. They just happen to be coming like through Mexico.
Opinion.
That doesn't mean they're Mexican. But yeah, I mean we have huge numbers of Asian immigrants coming in all the time.
Everywhere. Mm-hmm. So don't.
We still have we've always had big numbers of European immigrants.
For sure. So don't call us racist because you're the racist. You're the one thinking that.
So. Okay, let's not go calling racist because I feel like that just opens a can of worms. But yeah, all right. Now, should children of illegal immigrants be granted citizenship?
No.
No.
That's
Okay. We're going to get through these quickly. Should illegal immigrants be offered in-state tuition rates at public colleges within their residing state?
No. You shouldn't even get an education.
Mm-hmm. Should illegal immigrants working in the U.S. be granted temporary amnesty? No. Like, I support a policy to do it, but you need to leave the U.S. and get in line behind the people who have actually followed the rules. And
I would totally support.
He's giving a total middle finger to people who have waited for so long to legally get in. And by the way, you're going to still have to wait for another 4 years, but all the people who just jumped the fence, we're just going to let them be in.
I mean, I would totally support better measures to get you faster into the United States. I mean, it's the same thing state, but come on.
Yeah.
Don't jump the fence.
Mm-hmm. Please.
Or don't get your boat.
Yeah, jump the fence, get your boat, or
cross the Bearings.
Yeah, you want to be hardcore. Siberian. If you want to be Siberians, don't cross the Bering Strait. And
good luck.
You're probably gonna die in the wilderness, unfortunately. Okay, and final question.
Thank God.
Should law enforcement be allowed to detain illegal immigrants for minor crimes so that federal immigration authorities can take custody of them? Yes.
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 That's an easy
confusing. One. Yeah, let's just go with that. All right, so now we're going to find out who we most support. Oh gosh, it's given us a pretty cool loading sequence.
Oh gosh.
I like this. Do you like this loading sequence?
Yeah, I remember it.
This is pretty cool.
Right now.
Yeah.
Watch it be Rick Santorum. I'm scared.
Oh, we're done. You're scared? We're scared that we're going to get Rick Santorum?
I'm scared it's either going to be Rand Paul or Rick Santorum.
Okay, actually, on this issue, our number one person... No, it's not Jeb.
John Kasich.
Marco Rubio.
That's a surprise.
I am surprised by that.
That's a surprise. Who's the second most?
Second most, Carson.
Okay. Third most, please be Bush.
Then it's Jeb.
How much percent with Rubio?
With Rubio, it is 90%.
That's impressive.
90% Rubio, 86 Carson, 86 Bush.
How much is Clinton? Does it show Clinton at all? Or 30%.
41%.
Yeah, exactly. Who's after Bush? Santorum.
After Bush, it's Walker, then Cruz, then Paul, then Trump. So Santorum doesn't even show up. Then Sanders, then Clinton. We actually support Bernie Sanders more than we support Hillary Clinton.
I think for one of the questions, we answered like a socialist kind of answer.
I guess, yeah. So
a democratic socialist is one of our comments said on our YouTube page.
Yes, actually, we had an amazing.
Can you give him a shout out? I don't know.
Yeah,
what his name is,
I unfortunately forget his YouTube channel's name, but there was this guy who gave us an extremely detailed, very well written, very nice comment.
Do you want to be on the
show? If you would, yes. If at any time you are, I don't think we should state where we live on the internet.
No, we can Unnamed Political Podcast email. We can maybe Skype.
Yes, if you ever would like to be on the show,
Unnamed Political Podcast at gmail.com.
Just email us and
we can maybe Skype or something.
That would be very interesting.
That'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're coming up on 49 minutes and 28 seconds. That's a record.
Oh yes, not a record actually, technically. Record for ones that will go on
the
YouTube.
lost episode.
Because the lost episode, one day,
60 minutes.
one day it will return.
Hopefully.
Yes. So, do you want to just go for an hour and try to do the political compass?
Heck yeah, dude. Let's do it.
Okay, yeah, we are on a roll. So right now...
This is a special. No,
yeah,
we'll count it as a regular episode. We'll call it like the back-to-back combo. I don't know.
I know, yeah, with the really short... So right now, we are going to take a quiz on the political compass, if you want
is
to...
Is this a quicker one?
Yes,
this 45 minutes.
This one is much quicker. This one, we aren't going to discuss our opinions on these. We're just going to go through them also. Yeah. It will tell us how right-wing, left-wing, authoritarian, or libertarian we are.
Yeah, it's like on an axis graph.
Overall, yes. Mm-hmm. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, it's 6 pages, 6 questions, so 36 questions, but we're just going to go through.
Not so bad. How much? I think there's like 50 in the last one.
But some of these we may just
touch on for a tiny bit. I mean,
some of these we may just have to just go with the generic answer because some of these are a little bit more complicated. Well, it's just so if economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than interests of transnational corporations. Basically, like for these, it gives you a statement and it tells you if you agree with them or not.
Yeah.
So do you think that economic globalization should serve people rather than, or humanity overall, just everybody rather than interests of transnational corporations?
Yes.
You think yes?
What are you going to say, no? That sounds kind of creepy.
What? See, this is the problem. Everybody assumes corporations are like some
Comcast have control over
evil controlling thing. They already do.
Well, I mean, you have Dish.
Yeah, I do have Dish. But yeah, we have Comcast email.
Hey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I hope we didn't give away too much information.
I doubt it.
I'll always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. That was bad grammar.
What's the answers that you can say?
Strongly disagree, agree, or strongly agree.
I want to say disagree.
Yeah, if our country starts killing innocent, like if we just say, okay, we're gonna round up every ginger and kill them.
Yeah,
I do not support that.
Definitely.
I do not care if you don't like gingers. Gingers are people too.
Right.
No one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I disagree with that. I strongly disagree with that.
I partially disagree with that.
I'm just saying, like, I mean...
What's the question?
Like, so nobody can choose where they're born, so you shouldn't be proud of it.
So you shouldn't at all be proud of it?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I disagree with that.
I was born in America. I am proud to be an American. If I was born in
Iraq, I wouldn't be proud to be an Iraqi on most levels.
Well, but it's not, you're not, so you wouldn't be proud, but I'm assuming it's not because you didn't choose to be an Iraqi, which isn't why you're proud. You probably wouldn't be proud because of the conflict going on there.
Right, yeah. Okay, so yeah. I disagree.
But I mean, you're from Canada. I'm assuming you're proud to be...
Partly.
Okay, well, yes. I mean, unfortunately, we can't all be born in the glorious great U.S. Some people do have to be born in Arctic wilderness.
For sure.
No offense to Canada. I love you guys. Here's a good one. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Do you agree?
Oh, God. Strongly disagree. That's a question?
Yeah, no, it's a statement.
Oh, strongly disagree.
A statement, and you say what you... I would want to see. Somebody try to take this and basically just answer as Hitler would. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Disagree. I don't want to say strongly disagree, but
I'll disagree with it. Military action that defies international laws sometimes justified. I'll agree with that. Okay. There's now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment.
Yes. I'll strongly agree with that, actually.
Just like how much? Okay. This could be interesting because for most of these, like when I took it, I've answered just much less. I don't know, strongly. I just put agrees or disagrees. And oh gosh, one sec. We are having some slight technical difficulties. Jack, would you care to entertain people? Just tell them something about the future of the podcast? I'm just fixing one thing.
Man, what comes to my mind? I really want to guest host on here. That'd be awesome.
You would want to guest host? Yeah, we would like to.
I don't even care what your policies are. It'd just be nice having.
Yeah, we would like to at some point start a liberal panel, possibly.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. You can have like a communist panel.
Or if anybody is communist who we know, we would love to have them on the show.
We'd love to probably roast you.
We would love to have you though. We would, yes. The Bolsheviks, please.
We would roast you.
Any attention, all Bolsheviks.
But anyway, I guess hosts, we'd love to have you. If we get enough comments, we can have a Q&A.
If we get enough questions, Please give us questions because we'll
definitely do a Q&A.
Yeah, the number one thing people like talking about is themselves. So give us reasons to do that.
Definitely Q&As.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and...
Something wrong?
Nope, yeah, now we're good.
Alright, what's the next question?
Okay, these are a lot of questions, but hopefully it should be... Let's just go with these quick.
4 minutes.
People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
I agree.
You think that more people are divided by class than nationality? I say nationality.
I say class.
Okay, well, I'll try to...
Can you just be like, no answer, NA?
No.
Or like, I don't know?
Unfortunately, that's not an option.
Okay, well...
Yeah. Okay, never mind. We'll go back. Okay. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I'll disagree with that. Inflation, we've dealt with that in the past.
Yeah, I agree.
We're always dealing with inflation.
I agree with you.
Because corporations cannot be trusted, they require regulation.
I strongly disagree.
Yeah, I'll disagree. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. That is Marxist right there.
Yeah, that was pretty Marxist.
I'm pretty sure that is a literal quote
Lenin?
from Marx.
Or Marx. Yeah.
I would not be surprised if that is an actual quote from one of his things. Yeah, Karl. If somebody here is a big fan of Karl, then come on.
Yeah, we want
Karl with a K.
Grill you. So.
Oh yeah. No, I would love to. I would love to be a communist. Yeah. How you been feeling since 1991?
Communist on here around that listens to this.
Yeah. If anybody in the audience here is a communist, please comment below.
I would love to hear you.
Yeah, we would. You are awesome for not.
Still believing.
Yes. Since if you were a communist after 1991, I am impressed. And if you're a communist and it wasn't Chinese after 1991, I'm impressed. Well, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Or I don't know, Vietnamese or Cuban, I guess. But I mean,
or Russian.
After 1991, that's what I said. So. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. I disagree. Who cares? It's so horrible.
Oh God, Poland Springs, man.
I advertise on my water bottle. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold, so everybody should have land. No, land should totally be.
Here we go. Communist.
Oh man.
I really want a communist on this show.
Yeah, that would be. So if we get totally random results, it's because these buttons are hard to hit. So we may be getting these wrong. They're really tiny. It's regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to society. I just
kind of agree. I mean, what's the question? It's a shame.
Well, I think this is kind of like stock brokers and that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll disagree with that. I mean, they're working, and I guess...
I mean, they work for their fortune.
I don't think that anybody... In some way, you're contributing to society.
Yeah, for sure.
One way or another.
Yeah.
Okay. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Let's look up what protectionism is.
Is that like security? If you're commodities?
I'm pretty sure it's where you favor your own goods over other countries' goods.
Okay.
And it's the theory practice of shedding a country's domestic industries from foreign competition by taxing imports.
Okay.
I will disagree with that.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a back-to-back special right here. You're really getting it, viewers.
You shouldn't need to tax foreign import. But yeah, again, opinions are totally up to change because we don't fully understand what that concept meant. We just read the dictionary definition.
For protectionism.
Yes. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to shareholders. I mean, I guess technically,
I'll agree with that.
That's the purpose of a company, I guess, is kind of to make money. It's not a charity. The rich are too highly taxed.
I'll disagree with that. Not gonna strongly disagree.
I'll say that
there's too strongly taxed.
That the tax on rich people is too high.
I agree with that.
Oh yeah, because I feel again I'm not an expert in economics. I feel like the flat tax could be okay. Those with the ability to pay should have the right to higher standards of medical care. I mean, unfortunately, that's just kind of how capitalism, which is basic things work. If you can pay for something better, you get something better.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public.
Yes.
Yeah, if you commit fraud.
Yeah, you're gonna get it.
I guess.
From the government.
Mm-hmm. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Yeah, I'll agree with that. You should. I don't support monopolies.
Me either.
The freer the market, the freer the people.
Is that a question?
They're all statements. I strongly agree
statements.
with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Okay, now we're on to personal and social issues.
Here we go.
Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal.
Yes.
Yes.
Strongly agree.
Mm-hmm. All authority should be questioned. I'm going to disagree with that. I feel like that's the basis for anarchy, unfortunately.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying that authority shouldn't sometimes be questioned. I'm just saying you shouldn't. I mean, if nobody obeys if authority, or if authority is always questioned, you have anarchy.
Right.
I mean, if nobody ever always questions the police's authority, they can't do their job. If you always question the laws, the government,
just got over the hour mark. We're going ham.
Oh yeah, this is hardcore, guys. If any person has ever actually listened to a full one of our podcasts and is listening to this now,
it's not hard to listen to. This is actually kind of fun.
Yeah, this is fun to listen to. I hope it is. I mean, well, I'm just saying. Most people have said who we've talked to have listened to it have said I listened to 3 minutes and stopped.
We got some haters.
Yeah, we have quite a few haters.
We got some likers too.
Yeah. All you haters out there, this is for you. Do you support an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth? We're going into biblical stuff here.
I agree.
Hebrew.
I agree.
You agree. I did not know you supported the law of Moses. I'll disagree with that.
Okay, well that's fine.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, like Fiddler on the Roof. If everybody supports an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, the whole world will be blind and toothless.
Wow.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Hey, dude, I had to hear that line. It was on the stage crew for that. I had to hear that line like 50 times. Probably more than that. Oh man.
What a good podcast episode.
Oh yeah, we are really we're exploring topics ranging from Canada to Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that can't survive on a commercial basis. I agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. I'll disagree with that.
I'll disagree with that, definitely.
I wish, like, the part of me that is sad that school's starting wants to agree with that, but the part of me that wants to get an education.
For sure.
Yeah. So all people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. I'll disagree with that.
What type of question is that? Statement.
Basically, I don't know. Do you support racism?
Yeah.
I guess certain types of folks should keep with their own kind. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children.
Oh boy. Well, I can tell you as a personal story, I was.
Yeah, I can tell you on many occasions I was. So, I got lucky. I mean, nowadays.
It's Obama.
Yeah, with my the stories I'm hoping they were exaggerations that my uncles and dad told me that their parents did to them. Oh man, paddles with I was paddled on one occasion, and
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah, it worked. I never.
Jeez.
Did you ever get pinched sometimes?
No.
That was one thing I hated. That.
It's just a belt, man.
I got belted a lot as a kid. Belts, that. Other stories that I feel I don't want to stay here because when I say them, they'll sound much worse than they are, and I really don't want. I don't want to get taken.
Tell everything.
I don't want this to be a pity party or for me to get taken away from my parents. They are very loving people, and I'm not saying that because I'm nervous they're gonna kill me or something if I tell the truth about the horrible abuse I faced. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Possessing marijuana. Okay, these are really random. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense.
I'll disagree. You might strongly disagree.
I'll disagree. Okay, the prime function of schooling should be equip people to find jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, let's get to a degree. People with serious inheritable. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's so tiny. Should not be allowed to reproduce. I'll disagree with that. I mean, you can't force people not to have kids.
Okay, I disagree.
I don't think that people should look at their like options. I mean, adoption's always an option, but I mean, you can't force somebody to say, "Yep, you can't do it." I mean,
Okay.
no forced sterilization. That is a no-no in my book. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I'll disagree with that. Yeah, I'll disagree. There is no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures.
I kind of agree with that. I agree with that, actually. I strongly agree.
You feel strongly with that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like
We don't have
is ISIS just a different culture, or are they a savage people? That's the only reason I would want to disagree with that. Because you have like groups.
They're Arabs.
No, they aren't. Well, I mean, some of them are, but it's not like just all Arabs. But not all Arabs are Muslim, or is members of ISIS, and not all Arabs are Muslims.
All right. Well, I'll disagree with that.
I mean, Arabs are just people who live in the region.
Right.
Being a Muslim just means you have a certain set of beliefs, and being a member of ISIS means you have a very, very, very specific set of beliefs of those previous beliefs.
Very specific set of skills.
Yeah, unfortunately, very. But those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I will strongly agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things.
Yeah.
I'll disagree with that. Like, I mean, if I'm troubled about something, I should figure
Probably
out.
address it. Yeah, I get that.
I should address it. I should just be like, hey, you know, I just got, the doctor says I have a small, odd-looking bump on my lung. You know, I'm just gonna think happy thoughts. I'm not gonna address that. So first-generation immigrants can never fully be integrated within their new country. I'll disagree with that.
I'll disagree with that too.
Yeah, I know people who are first-generation immigrants who are
countries that
probably more American than me.
Definitely.
What's good for the most successful corporation is always ultimately good for us.
I'll disagree with that.
I will.
Don't you dare agree with that. How could you?
I will disagree. I'll disagree with that. I'm sorry. I'm not super far right, physically conservative, but I'm physically conservative. I would consider myself
physically or fiscally.
Did I say physically? I'm sorry. I meant
you
physically.
Said physical.
No, I don't mean physically. Yes, my body is conservative.
Yeah.
I never show any skin whatsoever. I cover myself in a blanket all the time. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding.
No.
I'll agree with that. Wait, no yeah, I can. Well, it depends what it means. I mean, does it mean if I pay them?
Right.
Because I mean that's fine, I guess, but I hope that refers taxpayer. Okay, so page 4 of 6. We're almost done.
Wow, we're at an hour and 7 minutes.
Oh, hey, you guys, do you want to split this up into 2 parts?
No, we can definitely do this. We're already...
Well, no, I mean in editing. Do you think we should split this one up? Okay. No. Yeah. So these conversations between the two of us that have nothing to do to you guys, the audience, must be really entertaining.
This is a present for you
guys. Oh,
guys.
yeah. These are, Christmas came early this year.
Is a big gift.
We're starting the season early.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's a winter wonderland.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's one that I think will be easy for you. Our civil liberties are excessively being curbed in the name of counterterrorism.
Strongly agree.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that one. Just let's just see. This should
Don't fight it.
A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all arguments.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty libertarian.
Hopefully.
That's what I was going for.
I mean, there's a lot to be said for authoritarianism. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Whatever you want, man.
I'm just saying.
I'm an authoritarian.
I'm just saying, I don't think you should. I'm just saying, there should be a balance. I mean, libertarianism inherently is good idea. But it shouldn't be, you shouldn't just have, absolutely no, if you go too far, you're just an anarchist, which is,
not
I do not support, because you
can't, ever worked.
Social contract.
Yeah.
So although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. You have nothing to fear if you have nothing to hide, basically. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it sounds bad when you say it like that, but
that's the truth, so come on.
Yeah, that's more of an authoritarian thing to say, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
It's okay.
The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll strongly agree with that.
In a civilized society, one must always have the people Wait, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded.
I'll disagree.
Yeah, I'll disagree with that. That seems a little bit too...
Just kind of brain up.
Just a little too over the top.
Yeah.
Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all.
I'll disagree.
I will agree with that just because
I'll disagree.
I know people who... Well, you'll disagree with that?
I'm not going to strongly disagree, but I'll disagree.
So anything can be...
Cases,
so literally anything can be art.
Some cases.
Yeah, I know. Technically,
That's
anything
why I'm
can
not
be...
strongly disagreeing.
Anything can... Okay, fine. Anything can be interpreted as art. I know that. But I just want to say that because I've gotten in debates with people who go to art school, mainly as a joke.
Art school's not a school.
Yeah, well, no offense to art school people. This is mainly just a joke debate I've had with people who I know. With,
Fun times.
yeah, acquaintances.
Colleagues.
Yeah, esteemed colleagues of mine. Yes, it's wonderful discussing things with them. So in criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. This is a hard balance because I
Disagree.
Okay, yeah. I'm not to agree with that because yes, I understand that people should be rehabilitated who have issues but at the same time, your goal shouldn't just be. Because then it's a totally slippery slope where everybody can just say, like, the only reason I committed crimes was because I wasn't rehabilitated, and if you rehabilitate me, I'm good. Because then we've shown that there are a lot of cases where people who do that still have issues. I mean, a number of people who have, in just the past, have committed, like, very horrible crimes were people who went to mental institutions and were declared rehabilitated, and clearly they weren't. Okay, it's a waste of time to try and rehabilitate some criminals. I'll agree with that.
I'll agree with that. I'm not gonna
I mean, James Holmes, like those guys, he just got formally sentenced today.
to what?
Well, he already got life, but I guess today they just like formally sentenced him to life.
That's a surprise.
So yeah, you thought he was gonna get the chair, I suppose.
They wouldn't give him the chair. They give him lethal injection.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think Colorado.
Does anyone actually give the chair still today?
Texas, maybe.
Probably.
I think does Utah? I know they have the chair that you sit in and get shot in.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
You think that's creepy?
I think that's creepy.
Cheap, effective?
Not all the time.
Are you kidding me? They are effective. They have got that down to a science. Saying, hey, Utah. Hey, Gary Gilmore. I'm just saying, Utah. They have like the most famous like American execution, Utah Firing Squad. He said that's where Nike's logo comes from. Very common story. His last words,
Nike's logo.
Let's do it. Some guy was trying to come up with the logo. I don't know the whole story, but was trying to come up with a logo for some shoe company and decided on just do it. And ta-da.
I don't think that's where it came from.
No, he actually said the guy who came up with the logo said he was inspired by Gary Gilmore. Yeah, I'm serious. It's quite. He was a pop culture icon for a while.
Doesn't Nike mean victory?
What?
Doesn't Nike mean victory just on a whole separate note?
A whole separate, I believe it means victory in Greek.
Okay.
Maybe wrong. I'm pretty sure it does, though. I'm also pretty sure the symbol has
That's where the logo
connotations to that, too, yeah. Pretty sure that's like the what's it, like the wings on the shoe? I'm sorry, yeah, but I digress.
Just move on, please.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll discuss Nike logos in a different episode.
Oh, God.
The business person and manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. I can agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, writers and artists, I love reading. I'm a connoisseur of the arts, but I mean, no offense, if you don't have things built by business and manufacturers, you don't have anything to write about. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers.
I'll strongly disagree with that.
I will strongly agree with that.
All right.
I'm joking. Tony Abbott. Hey, no, I'm joking. I'm joking to any and all women out there. You can do whatever you want. Go on and do anything.
Watch this podcast. Just got offended.
Yeah. To all of the people who are watching at the 1 hour 13 minute mark.
This is
a
good episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
Okay, multinational companies. Just saying though, two ladies out there, you are the only people who can have kids. So please, never mind. I'm gonna move on from that because I don't want to get in a sticky situation.
Statements. We got a comment on our first video. Maybe it was our second from Harry Mitchell.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah. That's what his username was. So I'm not like revealing him because that's what he chose to put up there. But he said that we should film like our faces while doing this.
Oh yeah, I do not want to give my face for this for the time.
That would just be awkward because it sounds pretty good on here. But like if we put our camera up like this, it would just really be.
Oh yeah, it would ruin the effect.
So yeah, we're not gonna do that.
If we ever do like a podcast, or I mean like a Skype with somebody on the podcast, we will definitely reevaluate our recording locations.
For sure.
So now back to the quiz because we're so close. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries.
I'll agree.
I mean, I wish everything was specific.
Okay,
I'm the conservative one.
I consider myself less conservative than you.
I am a moderate conservative. You're the one who supports. You're the one who doesn't like Hillary Clinton on the basis that she's a woman.
That's not true.
Yes, that is.
That's not true.
I support moderate conservative policies.
She's a socialist. She's a democratic socialist.
Yes, there we go. You gotta give these proper terms here.
I'm sorry, Mr. I think his name's like Brogarv or Borgarv, whatever his name was. I'm sorry. I truly offended you. A socialist.
You have changed though. You've definitely come around on the issue of gay marriage, and you've come a long way from last year.
Yeah, you bet.
Oh yeah.
I was an idiot last year.
You used to be a communist, so I'm just saying.
Self-proclaimed.
In the beginning of 8th. Oh man, I am stuttering right now. In the beginning of 8th grade, communist.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh yeah.
Fun times.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here we go. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
if you're constantly going to keep rebelling, you're a hippie.
It's not going to get you anywhere, yeah.
And hippies don't.
Good luck.
Yeah. Okay, and we're on the last 5 questions. God. Astrology accurately explains many things.
No.
Yeah. Strongly disagree. You cannot be moral without being religious. Oh.
I'll disagree.
Yeah, I know atheists who are very moral individuals. We both are somewhat religious individuals. I would consider myself to be more. I would consider myself to be more religious than Jack, but Jack is by no means an atheist.
Definitely not.
No, Jack here is yeah.
But you definitely are a lot more.
Okay, yes, I am more devout. I'll say that.
Sure.
But with some people who are really devout, don't use your religion as an excuse to antagonize other people.
That's definitely true.
When you're devout, like if you're a devout religious person, don't get up in people's faces about it, which is a problem I've had in the past. Don't do that because it just makes people angry and turns them off to your opinions.
Definitely.
So charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged.
I'll agree.
I'll agree with that because I feel like
charity
people are
disadvantaged.
Social Security is
for
basically theft, kind of. I guess. Not well. It depends with certain things. But with because you're taking somebody's money and you're giving it to somebody else without them having any say in it. I mean, in the long term, I guess Social Security is more effective, but it's not I guess kind of right.
I agree.
In the sense of morality. Here's the thing. This isn't from a religious standpoint. This is just an opinion I have based on looking at things. And I feel, I know many people who are atheists, and they don't just assume, well, because I don't believe in anything, there are no morals. I can do whatever I want. Nothing matters.
Exactly. I agree.
So some people are naturally unlucky. I'll disagree with that.
I'll disagree. Everyone has equal opportunities.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. I mean, it depends on your school, kind of. I know people go to Catholic schools.
Yeah, and I know people that go to,
very, 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 very liberal schools that basically...
Like
yeah, kind of like ours.
Kind of like our school, kind of.
Yeah, at least it isn't the art school. That is.
That's probably pretty,
That's on a whole new level.
Sanders.
Oh no. That is on an even
He's
bigger
a democratic socialist. You have to go even more far left.
You have to. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, the guy at Bargord, or whatever your name is. I really would love to have you on the show.
We'd love to have you on the show. Thank you so much for actually doing that. That was a very, very well-educated thing. Thank you.
Definitely.
Yes, if anybody wants to actually really learn about Bernie Sanders we will be a Bernie Sanders supporter, obviously, but still, just a very good detail about him, then please check out our comment section on our video Feel the Burn.
Yeah,
it was
definitely.
very well written.
Very
Oh, yes.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. So now, final question, or I guess, so do we have an answer for the final question? The religious values? Is it important that my school instills religious values in my child? I just rephrased it, but yeah.
I want to say agree.
You'll agree?
I agree.
Okay, I think that's going to give us a bit of an authoritarianism, but now it is determining our... Oh, come on!
What, is there another question?
One last page. The 5 questions, that's all.
It's probably on foreign policy.
Okay, actually, no. They're
probably
also,
on the environment.
not even that. It is
Social issues, domestic policy, economy. No, I already
Sex.
covered the economy. What?
Sex.
Really?
Yeah, I'm totally serious.
Like,
It literally says,
male, female,
page 6 of 6, finally a look at sex. Question number 1.
I think it's just a joke page.
I hope not. Sex outside of marriage is usually immoral.
What's the question?
Sex outside of marriage is usually immoral.
I'll agree.
I'll
I'm
agree
not
with that.
strongly agree.
Oh, okay. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption.
Yeah, I agree. Or, wait, what's the question?
Gay people can have kids.
I agree.
Okay.
You're going to disagree?
Well, I do not have a total opinion on this. I feel that it's the, I personally feel that the best, environment for raising a child is with a mom and a dad.
Right.
Around, but...
Or a motherly figure and a fatherly figure.
Yeah.
You know how those relationships work.
Yes. A mother and father. Well, I'm just saying, I think most people agree that it's best for a child to have two parental figures. I mean, yeah, just overall. And in my opinion, it should be a mother and a father.
I'm still going to agree.
Okay. So now, pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population.
Consenting adults.
So I guess
Right.
no rape pornography?
Rape pornography.
That's weird. Yeah.
So what's the question? One more time?
Basically, should porn be legal? This is...
I'll agree. I'll agree. Come on.
You'll agree that porn should be legal?
I mean, it already is.
Is
there any negative effects?
You can be addicted to porn.
That's true.
You can get addicted to it.
That's
Sex
true.
addiction.
That's true.
So, personally, I do not think anybody
depends
should
who
use
you are.
I guess it's technically freedom of speech. Sort of. I don't
Sort of.
really think so. But I can't really think... I don't think you should be using porn. I think everybody is much better off. I think most people agree.
Yeah.
If you don't have porn, you're probably much better off because it is something you can be addicted to.
Right.
And just... It's kind of a waste of your time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah. What?
agree. I'll still agree.
Okay, I'm not going to go into detail.
You're going to disagree it?
I'm just...
What are you saying?
You're
going to disagree?
I'm going to say it should... it should be illegal just because I guess it can go into freedom of speech. I don't think anybody has any reason to look at porn.
Right.
Well, I can understand people's reasons for it, but I don't think you should there's any real good reason.
Right.
Okay, this is the hardcore episode. We're almost at an hour and 30 minutes.
This is 3 episodes, basically. Yeah. So, I'm getting tired.
Okay, we're almost done. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state.
Strongly agree.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really see what the state can do.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. No one can feel naturally homosexual. No one can be gay. Gayness is a choice, basically. It says no one can be really gay.
I agree.
You agree that everybody chooses to be gay?
What do you
everybody who's gay.
What do you think?
I personally think that some people are gay. You are gay.
I mean, you really never had back in the day. You never really.
Well, I'm pretty sure that is interesting. You did. You had the occasional gay guy, and that occasional guy got killed. So you think people who are gay choose to be gay? This is impressive because that is you support gay marriage, but you also simultaneously state that people who are gay choose to be gay. That is stark.
That's a good one. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that people can be are gay.
Sure.
If I know somebody who's gay, I don't think that he at some point just said, you know what? Looked at girls, looked at guys. I kind of like girls, but you know what? I'm gonna go with guys. I don't think that he had that conversation in his head.
Right.
If anybody, if we have a gay guy who would like to come to the show, please
feel free.
Feel free to. We would love guest hosts.
We'll be here.
Mm-hmm. Just in the comments also, if you want to be, just tell us what this thing about you makes you interesting or worth being guest host.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Might have you back.
Okay. All right. And these days, openness about sex has gone too far. I would kind of agree with that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, we've had. It's becoming. It's getting a little bit over the top. Like, it is truly becoming a bit of a slippery slope. Okay, we're finding out what our political leaning is, and we are
communist authoritarians.
Nope, we are not far right.
Okay.
We are more. I don't want to say it's basically on the graph. We are economic left right. Out of 10, 4.63 in positive numbers. So basically, if you're liberal, it would be in negative numbers. Right. So we're positive. So we're a little bit less than completely, like, I guess, conservative.
Right.
I guess it would be. I don't say because I guess if you were a 10 far right and 10 authoritarian, you're a Nazi basically.
Basically.
Yeah. So I guess we're in the middle there, and we are just like just barely libertarian. So our combined views are center right, barely libertarian according to this. Pretty much even almost perfectly mixed between authoritarian and libertarian. So yeah, but just barely we made it over. I took this quiz earlier and I had the exact same thing, but just barely authoritarian.
You're more authoritarian.
Almost, I think actually the exact same amount authoritarian, but pretty much around the same thing. Economic left.
I'm more libertarian than you are.
So economically, I guess in foreign policy wise, yeah. So
interesting results.
These were interesting results. We were able to take both of these.
I can't advocate how much we need guest hosts. So,
yeah, so please, we can't
advocate. If we sound like we're saying it too much, it's because that's like the one thing.
That is, yeah, because we want to be able to expand our topics, and we want to be able to keep you guys interested. And we think one way to keep you guys interested is if some of you guys are on our show.
To have another side.
Have another side. That's something that could be very, very fun. In addition to our regular shows.
Definitely.
All right, so guys,
That was basically 3 episodes right there.
Yeah, 3 episodes right here. We were going to consider making more today, but clearly we aren't.
I'm done for episode making. So that's good for the whole week.
So we want to this is probably going to be our one for the whole week. We may, I don't know, maybe on Saturday or something.
Maybe we meet up and do one.
Maybe at some point during this week, but as we said, school starts, so our schedule...
Depends. I mean, the first week of school is kind of easy, so we could meet up maybe.
Well, yeah, we may have some more.
Thursday,
but so, yeah, we're going to...
Half-hour one.
We're going to try to work out a regular schedule, posting how many videos do we say per week? 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
2 or 3 videos per week. Possibly around if we ever do a holiday season thing, we might give you 4, or a really long one. But
definitely.
Yeah, so we're going to try to develop a regular schedule, and I guess we'll announce it in our next podcast.
Yes, we will advertise this on the official Instagram, which now exists.
Yes, so please follow us on Instagram.
I think we got like 38 followers.
Yes, Unnamed, is it just Unnamed Political Podcast?
No, I'll probably advertise it on my Instagram page too to get it out, because not many people.
I'll advertise it on mine as well. So please subscribe to the page, subscribe to the Twitter feed.
And subscribe to the YouTube.
Subscribe to the YouTube. Watch our videos. Tell your friends about it. We want to get the word out.
I think we're good. That was
Please leave any comments or concerns.
Prayers.
Comments below. Comments, concerns, prayers. If you want to
have
a prayer in it, we'll
pray for you.
We'll pray for you. So yes, please just tell us what issues are facing in life, and we will bury you in our minds when we say our prayers today.
So that was a great episode.
Yeah, I think that was a very good. 4th official, 5th technical.
We'll try to get the Lost maybe in a month.
Hopefully we can get that out at some point. Hopefully by then it will shock you by how low quality it is compared to how amazing our videos will be by then.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I'm Jack Horvath.
I'm Clark Walburger.
Thanks for watching the Unnamed Political Podcast. See you next time.